High in the Ethiopian highlands, where the mountains rise like ancient guardians of history, a child was born whose life would shape one of the most extraordinary chapters in Christian civilization. His name was Lalibela, destined to become a king, a saint, and a visionary unlike any other. The world into which he entered was filled with both the quietness of rural life and the spiritual depth of ancient Ethiopia. The kingdom of Zagwe, which ruled during the 12th and 13th centuries, was a land steeped in monastic tradition, biblical symbolism, and a deep reverence for God. It was within this sacred atmosphere that Lalibela took his first breath. According to Ethiopian tradition, the moment of his birth was marked by an omen so astonishing that it shaped his identity forever. As the story is lovingly preserved, a swarm of bees descended upon the infant's cradle. But instead of stinging him, the bees hovered gently around his small body as though paying homage. His mother, overwhelmed by wonder, declared that the bees were recognizing his future sovereignty. From this moment, he was given the name Lalibela, meaning the bees acknowledge his kingship. From childhood, Lalibela displayed a temperament uncommon for royalty, while other children of noble blood spent their days in play or rivalry. Lalibela sought solitude, prayer, and learning. He wandered often into the hills, sitting in silence for hours, listening to the wind as though it whispered messages only he could hear. Those around him believed that the hand of God rested upon him, guiding him toward a destiny no one yet understood. But fate, as always, carries both light and shadow. Lalibela's older brother, King Harbe, viewed the prophecy of the bees not as a miracle, but as a threat. Fear slowly grew into envy, and envy turned into something darker. In a tragic attempt to secure his crown, Harbe ordered his younger brother poisoned. What followed is one of the most remarkable stories in Ethiopian Christian tradition. For 3 days, Lalibela lay unconscious, his body still and cold. To the world, he appeared dead, but his spirit had not left. Instead, it traveled where few mortals have ever been allowed to go. The Ethiopian manuscripts known as the Gadla Lalibela say that angels lifted him into the heavenly realm where he stood before the radiant glory of Christ. In this vision, Christ spoke to him with kindness and purpose. He revealed to Lalibela a design that would forever change Ethiopian history, a vision of a new Jerusalem, carved not from bricks or wood, but from the living rock of the earth. Christ told him that Ethiopia would become a beacon for all Christians, a sacred refuge at a time when the original Jerusalem was under foreign control. The faithful, unable to journey to the Holy Land, needed a place where heaven and earth could meet. Then Christ entrusted this task to Lalibela. After 3 days, Lalibela awoke, alive, restored, and filled with a sense of calling that no earthly force could challenge. Even his brother, shaken by the miracle, repented and relinquished the crown. Lalibela eventually ascended the throne as Gebre Meskel Lalibela, meaning servant of the cross. Though he became king, he rejected the luxuries of royal life. He refused ornate clothing, walked barefoot whenever he could, and fasted for long periods. He treated his subjects not with the pride of a ruler, but with the humility of a shepherd. He listened to their grievances, fed those who were hungry, and built a society grounded in justice and faith. Yet, despite his remarkable leadership, Lalibela's heart was consumed by the vision shown to him in heaven, and so he traveled to the rugged mountains of Roha, later renamed Lalibela in his honor, where he began the monumental task of creating the New Jerusalem. what happened next defies ordinary explanation. Instead of building structures above ground, Lalibela commanded the carving of churches downward, deep into the volcanic bedrock. Entire buildings were carved from a single piece of stone, foundations, walls, windows, pillars, and domes, all chiseled out of one solid mass. It was architecture turned inside out. It was creation in reverse, removing the unnecessary to reveal the divine. The churches were not constructed, they were revealed as though they had always been hidden beneath the earth, waiting for Lalibela's vision to bring them into the light. Day after day, hundreds of workers labored under the king's direction. But Ethiopian tradition preserves a belief even more wondrous, that angels joined the workers each night, completing in hours what would have taken men months. This belief, passed down through generations, helps explain why the churches, so precise, so vast, so refined, could have been completed within Lalibela's lifetime. The result was breathtaking. The 11 rock-hewn churches form a spiritual map that mirrors the holy sites of Jerusalem. There is a symbolic River Jordan, sacred burial chambers, passages representing the journey of the soul, and structures that evoke the very geography of ancient Israel. Bete Giyorgis, one of the largest monolithic churches in the world, stands like a stone forest with its towering pillars. Beit Miriam, believed to be Lalibela's favorite, contains beautiful carvings, symbolic frescoes, and remains one of the most loved pilgrimage sites. Beit Emmanuel, with its finely carved walls, suggests royal use and master craftsmanship. Bete Golgotha holds profound spiritual significance, containing chapels said to be among the holiest in Ethiopia. And then there is Bete Giyorgis, the Church of St. George, shaped in a perfect cross, carved with mathematical precision and spiritual devotion. Its iconic sunken design makes it appear as though heaven pressed its own signature into the earth. These churches did not merely serve as places of worship. They represented a spiritual refuge, a theological map, and a divine promise. Each carving, each tunnel, each echoing chamber tells a story of devotion, struggle, and the meeting of human effort with heavenly intervention. As the years passed, Lalibela's fame grew, but his humility never changed. He ruled with wisdom, always remembering that kingship was a responsibility, not a possession. He lived simply, served the poor, and spent countless hours within the churches, praying and guiding his people. In his later years, Lalibela surrendered the throne to his nephew, choosing instead to live as a monk in the very sacred spaces he had revealed there. Surrounded by the soft glow of candlelight and the echo of ancient chants, he prepared his soul for the journey beyond this world. When he passed away, the people of Ethiopia mourned not only a king, but a saint, a visionary, and a builder of miracles. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church canonized him, honoring his memory every year on December 1st, 22 Hedar. Today, pilgrims walk long distances, some for weeks, to reach Lalibela, touching the stones sanctified by faith, prayer, and centuries of devotion. The rock-hewn churches stand exactly as they did in the 13th century, unaffected by time, weather, or war. They rise from the earth with a quiet majesty, a testament to a man whose faith carved the impossible into reality. And so the story of Saint Lalibela endures not merely in stone, but in the hearts of millions who see in him a reminder that faith can shape mountains, that visions can transcend generations, and that God often chooses humble servants to achieve the extraordinary. This is the legacy of Saint Lalibela, a king touched by heaven, a monk guided by angels, and the creator of one of the greatest wonders of the Christian world.